What is going on? You know it's your boy. Hold on, let me see. Oh shit. It's your boy. Quadeuce, you feel me? And we just got the new phone I was telling y'all about. So we just up going crazy. But I saw an interview on what was it? I forgot what platform it was, like podcast platform or whatever, or show it was. But I saw an interview with David Banner say, and he was asked the question, is streaming responsible for killing music or hip hop or some shit like that? And basically he was like, absolutely. And this is, okay, before I even get into that, let me go ahead and say, this is another episode of From an Artist's Perspective. I'm the artist, I'm Quadeuce, and this is my perspective. Let's talk about it. So, David Banner was like, yes, it fucked up a lot of people's bags. You know, there's people that was coming up and he was talking about how he was just getting ready to sell, like, I think what was his first product. He said he was just starting to get $9 an album off the CD era money, basically. Well, pre-streaming era, I said he was starting to get $9 an album when the streaming era came along and everything just changed. And I completely agree with that. But he also went as far as to say streaming took the art. Streaming took the art out of the music, basically. And he did an analogy. He said, if we was on the block and I was like, hey man, how about you come sell my dope and I'll give you a cut when you got the dope. You feel me? As an artist, you have the product, you have the music. And he was trying to say, like, so many artists let these people come in and infiltrate what legends have worked hard to build, because you gotta think about where hip hop comes from and where it started. You know what I'm saying? It didn't start out as this big thing making billions and billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? It didn't start off as this huge industry. And hip hop in itself is a fairly new genre of music. It's only about 50 something years old, if I'm not mistaken. But when you think about it like that, and you think about it like what kind of money could have been being made from music per artist, like, and then that also would have kept the originality of different forms of music being cool outside of just one mainstream what everybody want to listen to. Which is pretty much how the algorithm does it with the streaming shit. The more popular shit gonna win. But it's just like, it's just crazy to see and before I say this, I just want to say I think David Banner is absolutely right about seeing so many artists that had power to change shit, that could have changed shit, and did nothing, said nothing. You know what I'm saying? And now look, it's an industry where the people who don't even create the art get all the money, and the artist gotta fight for the rest of the cost. And basically, we was saying like the dudes from his time, basically, and I'm speaking from an artist, and I'm deep into this shit because I be breaking it down. The dudes from his time basically had a chance to not do that, to take, like, basically saying that the legends, they had a chance to take their product and um, own it. You know what I'm saying? And build something off of it that could have been amazingly lucrative, you know, way more than it is now, as well as just could have been better than it is now today in many ways. And they didn't do that. It was like he used to get frustrated about it, but now he just, he had to learn that, it is what it is. Do what you can to better shit how you can type shit. But I completely agree with David Banner, I think, and not to get on the legends, because I, still look up to him, but in general with hip-hop music, it's a lot of gangsters in hip-hop music. And in the lyrics, it's a lot of thugs and killers and hard-bodied people in these lyrics. And my thing is, what I've always not liked about hip-hop is I hear all this thuggery and all this fuckery, if you will. And again, it's not all that, so I don't want to make, because hip-hop is so wide of a genre, just most people don't realize how much the different kind of hip-hop that it is out there. And I hear it all, you know what I'm saying, different kinds, because I'm into it, to it. But hip-hop, it just was supposed to be something amazing. And it's still amazing, but it could have been way more amazing. A lot of those legends around that era, they sold out. All of them unknowingly at that time. And I'm going to just chalk it up to being young, because you enter the game when you're young in hip-hop most of the time, and you don't know what to do with all that money. You know what I'm saying? And all that fame. And you just living life like a young person would, So just to chalk it up to that, but it's just like so many people, and not one person was like, hey, you feel me, to the point that it could have got done. Like, hey, let's pour money over here instead of doing it this way and spending all this money and being not smart about it. You would think somebody would have thought about it. Even though, like I said, you do get into that game, the music game is like a dominated young person's game, especially the hip hop genre. Yeah, but that's something that really has always hurt me and that I've never liked, is that I've always felt like everybody just sold out. The whole culture sold itself out. You know what I'm saying? The whole culture sold each other out for a quick dollar when they could have held strong together for the long, big bag. You feel me? I mean, if we were not in the streaming era and we did decide that we was gonna keep hip hop specifically, you know what I'm saying? Cause this our shit, we was gonna keep hip hop on how it was, or come up with another kind of model, because there's other models that are also very lucrative besides streaming. But if we like, I'm trying to think how I could word this. If we would have did that instead of just jumping at the first people to throw us some money, because they already saw how big and the popularity and ran the numbers and did the data scientists. You know, they got all the data scientists and the analysts to analyze how the trend of how the numbers gonna keep going up if everything keep going the way it's going, or how vice versa. So them knowing that, they just threw a little cash and a couple of change cards, you know, some shit that pressure on kids in their face. And they took advantage. All these labels took advantage of all of these artists. But my thing about these artists, man, that I really don't understand is all this killing, and we find that you be doing in the lyrics or don't be doing. You know, no judgment. It's just music. But and then we find out that the whole time you been getting hold, but you got the hardest payment persona in the hip hop game. But the whole time you can't even get your own master to your music. And you ain't spinning nothing, you ain't sliding about it, you ain't killed nobody about it, none of that shit. I don't understand that aspect of hip hop, and I wish that changed. My goal here for this channel, because I'm talking to the artists, and I hope to inspire some artists from watching this, um, is to be able to influence a new generation, a new breed of hip hop artists. You know what I'm saying? Like a breed that's like, we gonna stand on what we wanna stand on individually, but all together as one. We gonna stand on business, and we gonna take back our industry, and we not gonna let these people hold us no more and take over our craft and profit so much from it and give us mere pennies like we're dumb. It's proven that music is some of the hardest thing, like one of the hardest things you can do, scientifically proven. Music is one of the hardest things to create on earth, because there's so many intricate processes that goes into creating it to actually make a song. So much detail that goes into it. And we just gonna let them do us like that? No, no. I want to inspire generational artists in this hip hop industry and any genre of the arts. Because this don't only happen in hip hop. This happens all over. This happens in entertainment all over Hollywood and everything. Stand up for your art. Stand up for your creations. Stand up for what you believe in. Stand up for what you create. You know what I'm saying? Um, Over here, we gonna do just that. We gonna stand on business, and we not gonna let nobody play with us like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to encourage and inspire. Don't just say you a boss in your songs. Actually be brave and be a boss in real life and be able to move like a boss. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, just a little chit chat on music, and what I thought about David Banner saying that, and that's how music has been going. You know, not to give like a brief history lesson, but if you think about it, it's been all in the music, and now you see all this crazy stuff that these celebrities been being made to do. Like, you a grown ass man, and somebody is making you do sexual acts, huh? Like before we get to the art, just away from the artist shit aside, stand up for yourself. Say something. Do something. You know what I'm saying? Like make some music that has it in there, some clues, like something. And some people did. You know what I mean? But all this crazy stuff happening in Hollywood and in these industries, man. And I'm not like in the industry, so I don't really. I just know what I'm looking at, just like y'all see the shit y'all looking at. But yeah, man, the industry was definitely destroyed by streaming, and it wasn't only destroyed because um the money went away. It was destroyed more so because the the power went from the artist's hands into the middleman hands, which are the record labels and the people that was dropping the bag and are steady dropping the bag on these artists that you find out later on don't have as much money as you thought they had because they only got 250,000 when they were signed. They only got 500,000 when they were signed. Like, and only you gotta be. That's like money at one time, and you gotta be smart to make that money. You know, go the long way. You could easily blow that. You could easily go in debt and owe a record label because they on the back end gonna hit you with these overhead fees and costs that you didn't even know you had most time. Studio time, travel here, travel there. You gotta pay for all this shit. But it's not necessarily bad. It's just like something you should know. And some of them do shady business where they don't tell you. You know what I'm saying? Everything should be transparent. That's my problem with the whole record label type shit. And the fact that, you know, the conspiracy of labels putting hits out on their artists to collect their death benefit money, you know, because there'll be millions of dollars once they done with them and shit. You know, and that's a whole nother level of fuckery. And, you know, ain't nobody playing that, so I'm gonna do what I advise artists to do these days. You know, unless a label right for you, you find a label that you can trust that doing transparent business. By all means, go ahead. I won't try to discourage nobody from doing what they want to do. If that's what's right for you, do it. You never know. Like, I never say never. Anybody could get in a financial jam situation where they wind up having to sign. But for me, as far as right now, I've been scoping this shit from the outside looking in, and I don't think that's going to be an option for me. Because I done grinded this shit out for so long. You know what I'm saying? I don't see myself needing to have to do no shit like that. But yeah, streaming, it ain't all bad because it did make music more accessible for the world. Like, you could just get on Pandora, Spotify, create an account for free and listen to any song in the world that you want to listen to. Like, it did do that, but for the artists, it really hurt us. And for y'all fans that never thought about this, I want y'all to think about this. And I want you to think about that the next time you hear one of your favorite hip hop artists. Hip hop is a genre of music that has been played with a lot of things that other genres of music don't have to deal with. Hip hop is definitely the unsafest genre of music to be in. You gotta worry about getting killed. Then you gotta worry about the label trying to kill you. Then you gotta like, you gotta keep your mind straight. You know, you gotta keep your head on straight so you could stack the money and not blow the money in the moment, because it's not that much money that, you know, some people get some money. Now, don't get me wrong, some people getting a lot of money. But a lot of your artists ain't getting as much money as they trying to make you think they getting. You see what I'm saying? So, it's just, hip hop has been torched by the outside world, from the people, from the inside out by people, from the outside in by, you know, it's been infiltrated from people that, by people that have nothing to do with hip hop. They just saw money opportunities, and then they saw us as money making opportunity because we can produce the music, to produce the views, to produce the people to come listen, to produce the big companies to promote their ads, to produce the revenue. You know what I'm saying? So I completely agree with David Banner, man. Hip hop is not what it's supposed to have been at all. And I think we should look into trying to re-hone in on that vision, you know, hone back in on that vision and see what we can do to improve it and not just stay stagnant in this industry and just accept shit for how it is. Because just accepting shit for how it is exactly why, or accepting what somebody gives you is exactly why this genre is like this now. You gotta know your worth and your value, and you gotta come prepared to stand on that. And I feel like what David Banner is saying is, there was a point period of time where dudes didn't do that. Either they didn't know their worth and value, or they knew and they weren't prepared to stand on it. You know what I'm saying? And I think in this next generation of artists, as artists, we gotta reach out and do our job and touch other generations of artists and just let them know, like, hey, what you stand for, be strong in that when you enter into this genre. Don't let nobody make you waver. And you know what I'm saying? Especially when you know what's right is right and wrong is wrong. You know what I'm talking about? So just stand on business and be smart. Do research, learn, so that way you know what's going on and you can stand on business when you need to and create value for yourself in this industry. You know what I'm saying? David Banner said that there was an era of artists that missed the opportunity to do that. Are you going to be one of those artists that go down in history as missing the opportunity to stand up for himself and or herself and create value and own your own product, your own art, as well as create the art on your terms and do it how you want to do it? You know what I'm saying? And are you gonna be an artist that's gonna do that in this next generation? Or are you gonna be an artist that's gonna do what everybody else doing and accept what everybody else accepting and get the results similar to what everybody else is getting? Hopefully not. And if you're not, you know what to do, man. Go ahead, like this video, share and subscribe. And if you a fan and you learn some interesting stuff in this video, you go ahead and do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's all love from the fans to the artists to the bots to the random strangers just floating by that'll never see this page again. You hear what I'm saying? It's your boy, Quadeuce. Been another episode of From an Artist's Perspective. In this episode, we have talked about streaming and its effects on the music industry in positive ways, making music more accessible for all, and in negative ways, completely cutting the artist out of the value and what they're worth. You know what I'm saying? That's not to diss streaming, but hey, that's just what happened. It's your boy, Quadeuce. Keep it legendary. You know what I'm saying? Stay amazing, stay grinding. Till next time. I'm out.